Atlanta. It is cold here in central Pennsylvania. And friends, it's only going to get colder. Welcome to the daily, whatever this is, daily rat, daily drive, whatever we're calling it. I don't know. Have any suggestions? It's our daily conversation. And today, we're not walking. It is 31 degrees out right now, but the real feel is way colder. I would say with wind chills and whatever else is going on, it's probably in the teens. Wherever you're at, wherever you are watching this, whether on your phone, sitting in your living room, in the cozy comfort of your living room, on a couch, wherever, thank you so much for taking the time to spend with me for this little conversation. Today, I'm making a delivery. Well, I've already made one delivery. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm making another delivery to get a package sent out. Yes, friends, it's that time again. The second time for my life. But when you get a certain age, you have a choice to make. Do you want somebody to insert something into your backside, more specifically the hole in your backside, or do you take the power yourself and send your poop out in a box? Well, friends, this morning I got up, decided it's time. I opened the box up and installed the kit onto my toilet. And yes, I did the unruly deed into a container. Followed this instructions. In the box is a bracket. That bracket goes underneath your toilet seat. There's a hole in said bracket, and also inside the box is a round container with a lid on it that screws on and off. You screw the lid off, you put said container in the bracket you've already installed under the toilet seat, and then you sit down and you do the deed. I did that this morning. The only problem I have with that is I'm not really sure, like, I have no directional knowledge on which way this stuff is going to leave my body. So if anyone has any tips on how to do that thing, like figure out how to direct that, I'm all ears, or eyes as it would be in this case. Anyways, that was the only anxiety I have with the thing, because I don't want to poop in the container or try to poop in the container only for it to hit the bracket and smear all over my backside. Well, fortunately that didn't happen today. Instead, that disgusting mess landed in the container properly. And the next thing you're supposed to do is take a probe that is also supplied in the bracket at the bottom of the box, open the probe up, which is attached to a vial, and then cover the bottom of it where there are notches in that disgusting mess that you put in the container. So I did that. I put it back in the vial, screwed that thing together, placed it into the supplied bracket in the bottom of the box, along with the next thing, which is taking a preservative liquid that is in a container out, dumping it in the round container that has my mess in it, and then screw the lid back on the container I messed in tightly and place it back in the box, in the bracket in the box. Seal the box up with the supplied tape. Fill 2 labels out that are also supplied, printed. You print. And then take the labels and appropriately put them on the vial and on the round container. Seal the box up. I've done all this morning. Now I go through the humiliation ritual of taking this to the UPS store. That is where we are on our way right now. So what's going to happen is we will get to the UPS store. I will take my box of poo into the UPS store and approach the counter and probably have a good chuckle and a humiliating experience in the UPS store. I can't imagine getting one of those boxes as a clerk in the UPS store. But anyways, that's where we're going. My point in this, of bringing this up, is because it shouldn't be humiliating. It really shouldn't be. It's a very healthy thing. It's something that we all should do. Otherwise, we spend probably more money and more time and go through the horror of having a probe stuck up our, orifice in our behind. And this is really, it's amazing medical breakthroughs that we're able to do this. Poop, if you will, in a container that goes in a box and take it to the UPS store, where of course they will send it out to a laboratory overnight and check to make sure you don't have anything going on down there, right? So anyways, I thought I'd take you along and just show you or talk to you about what's involved and, all the stuff involved in that. I'm not taking you into the store, into the UPS store, because you've chosen to come along with me on this journey, but the clerk hasn't chosen to come along with us on this journey. So I'm not going to do that. We are approaching the UPS store here, where I will drop my box of poo. I'm going to leave the recording on. I will fast forward from the point that I leave the car or cut. I'll do cut or fast forward, one or the other. I'm not sure which. The point where I leave the car and then pick up with you afterwards. Oh my goodness. It is Monday, January 19th. You know what that means, right? It means that I'm a freaking idiot because I have to work anything that has to do with mailing something. They do not. So the UPS store is closed and I have a box of poo. That is not able to go to the UPS store. How absolutely dumb, insensitive, and humiliating. And I'm sharing that with you still. Ladies and gentlemen, January 19th is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. There is no mail, and the UPS store is closed. Of course it is. Duh! How stupid, and what a waste of time and energy and so on and so forth. So now I'm tasked with taking this box home and taking it to a store, non-UPS store that I know will be open. I'm pretty sure they'll be open today. Maybe they won't be. They have no reason to be. Nobody's mailing anything. Good golly, I don't know what to do. Well, I guess I'm gonna send it out tomorrow. Like this. Totally didn't even think of that. Gosh, how dumb. I got a message from the company and said, you better send this in the next 48 hours before I ever did anything with it. Anyways, my point was I was doing this video to advocate for your colon health and for everyone to do what you got to do, whether it's a colonoscopy, whether it's the poop in a box or whatever. I just wanted to advocate for everyone to actually do that. Do what you got to do to protect your colon health. I have a relative that has dealt with colon cancer of some type and has to have that bag on the side. And I'll tell you what, it's got to be tough. It's got to be tough. He lives and he's living his life. But I cannot imagine, how humiliating that whole experience probably feels. Way more humiliating than sending your poop out to a laboratory from the UPS store or wherever you send it. Way more humiliating than that. I'm sure he probably did what he needed to do to send that stuff out to, or get the colonoscopies in the past just to check. That's why he's still alive. And that's kind of my point. Stay alive. Do what you have to do to protect your colon health. it's not really that bad. I've sent one of these out before. It's really not a big deal. Your mind sometimes makes it more of a big deal than it is. And that was going to be my point. I'm assuming I would have walked in that UPS store and everything would have been fine. And no one would have said a word. They just probably would have said, hey, drop it right there. We'll take care of it. Something like that. Obviously, that's not going to happen today because MLK Jr. Day. At least at that UPS store. Interestingly enough, I think there are UPS drivers out on the road right now doing stuff. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the stores and certain parts of the company that are closed down. So anyways, that's really all I got to say today. Thank you again for coming along on this fail, on this epic fail, this failed journey to send my poop box out at the UPS store because I was too stupid and insensitive to remember that it is MLK Jr. Day. A man that I actually deeply admire. And I can tell you, I've never once worked a job where I've had off for that day. Never once. That's probably why I didn't even think of it. Anyways, that's all I got. Thanks for joining. Keep dreaming, touch some grass, churro, all that stuff, whatever. We'll see you tomorrow.